Hello everybody, it is I, Captain Oblivious Mist, and today we're going to be planning my funeral, as we are going to be doing a part 3 of my ugliest ships list, and the reason why I say I'm going to be planning my funeral is just look at the thumbnail. I have a sneaking suspicion as soon as I upload this video, I'm going to walk outside my house to go get a box of cherry bagels, maybe a packet of wine gums and some cherry coke, and I'm going to be assassinated. Oh dear. But anyways, before we get into the list, this is just my opinion. So if you have any disagreements, put them in the comment section, sure. Just don't be a complete and total, family-friendly word, arse about it? Ass about it? Just don't be a fool about it. There we are. Second of all, we will not be doing ferries or cargo ships on this list, as they can be a list of their own. In fact, they're going to be a list of their own. I am working on a list of that, so stay tuned for that. And I believe that's about it. So yeah. Apart from that, I hope you all enjoy this video, and well, let's get into the video, and let's get to planning my funeral! I leave everything to my dogs. Alright, sorry for the sudden drop in audio quality. That is because by the time I made this decision, I'd already recorded the entire video, and I can't be bothered to pull out all my recording equipment just to record like a 12-second line. But yeah, I would like to take a moment to say, despite what I say in the Albertic section, and I think in a few other sections, this list is in no order particularly whatsoever. I decided to make this change after I realised many people would chop my head off and shove it on a stick if I put this in the order that the ships showed in. So, yes. Anyways, enough blabbering on, and let's get into the video. Okay, this one's probably going to get me shot, and it's somewhat understandable, but I do not like the Albertic that much. Well, I say it's not that I don't like the Albertic that much, I just don't like how there's one very obviously discoloured part of a bridge. That is it. It's on certain other liners as well that I don't think suits it very well, and it just triggers me. It genuinely just triggers me. As I said, it's a very controversial one with this one, which is why it's in the number 10 spot on this list. But yeah, apart from that, the Albertic is really nice. I just do not like that one slightly dark part of a bridge. Well, actually, no. Another thing. I think her funnels are too tall for her as well. Like, you have the ship, and she looks proportionally tiny, and then the funnels look way too big for her. Apart from that, as I said though, the Albertic is a very nice ship, and quite frankly, I think on the inside she's quite nice, so quite redeemable for that one. Okay, I can already hear the angry mob marching to my house with this one. And I would just like to say, this is for exterior purposes only. Interior-wise, my god is she stunning. But exterior-wise, I think she's a bit hideous. And this is the Imperator for you. Especially before she had the eagle head taken off. I think afterwards she looked way better. But before the eagle head was removed, she looked like an eyesore. Okay. Not only this, but she was poorly designed, as she was almost constantly on a list, often giving him the nickname as Limperotter. But personally, I think she did get better as time went on, even though she still had a list. Especially when she was the Berengaria. Like, she was much better as the Berengaria. But overall, she's still pretty hideous in her early days, and, you know, this is the ugliest ships list for a reason. Interior-wise, I do think she is absolutely stunning, and she has a very interesting career. And overall, I think she's a pretty good ocean liner still. She just is not very well designed on the outside. Okay, to make this list seem fair, and like I'm not attacking everybody else's favourite ships, I'm going to say one that I like quite a bit, and that is the Great Britain, okay? I like the Great Britain. She is a beautiful ship, I personally think. She is absolutely amazing to a degree. I say beautiful ship to a degree. Her career was beautiful and amazing, but outside-wise, she just doesn't look good. Okay, I'll admit it. Her superstructure is next to non-existent, which I am aware is common for the era, so before you go angrily commenting that in the comment section, I'll address that now. But the Great Britain is the most familiar example I could think of to address this by, but she looks more like a sail or like clipper ship than an actual steamship, and that is my problem with her. As well as that, on the inside, she is very cramped and very warm, and she has got some really good points with her interiors, but most of her interiors feel like I'm walking through a stable than anything else, which once again I am fully aware is common for the era, but still makes her ugly. So, you know, just to put that out there. Anyways, enough blabbering on about the Great Britain, as I need to get into the next part of the list. Why do I get that feeling I'm about to die again? And weird. Anyways, the reason why I've chose the Columbus and not the Homeric is because, I mean, why not? It's the Columbus. Second of all, I feel like I'm more likely to get shot if I chose the Homeric. Anyways, the thing I don't like about the Columbus and the Homeric, and it's very small complaint. First of all, her bow looks like it comes to a sudden halt. Looking at it, like it looks like they were going to make it longer, and then at some point they just gave up, and there's like a quick stub. Second of all, there's like a huge bunch of white paint across her entire superstructure up until the bow, and then there's one slight lump in the middle of the bow that is annoying of white, and it is just annoying because there's nowhere else on the bow, and there's like a thin line at the front, and oh god, her paint job just triggers me. That is another problem, and that's another reason why I chose the Columbus over the Homeric for this list, because I don't think the Homeric has the same problem. As well as that, looking at her bridge, her windows look very small. I would not want to be the guy looking out of those in the morning, so, you know, I'd be really heavily hoping that lookouts and everybody on the bridge wing were doing their job properly, otherwise we would be preparing to have a very bad time. But overall, I do think the Columbus is still a pretty good ship, though, in terms of career-wise, and I do want to cover the Columbus one day eventually, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, I need to move on to the next ship on this list. Okay, I'm probably treading into dangerous territory with this one, as many of you like the Ile-de-France. In fact, I myself love her interiors. And just to be completely clear, this is for the Ile-de-France exterior pre-refit. I think post-refit she looks amazing. Pre-refit, I do not like her. I don't know what it is specifically. I think it might be the superstructure. That superstructure just looks way too blocky, and I think it's the fact that it's slightly bigger than the rest of the ship as well. And then the three funnels make her all look like one big mess on the outside. Inside, I will admit, she's pretty good, and on that fact, I think we can all agree on. But outside-wise, I don't like her, and I think she's a pretty big mess. And I'm going to die after this video. There we are, if I don't upload for a while, an angry person has broken into my house and shot me for putting the Ile-de-France on this list. Though, as they'll probably soon find out, I'm most likely going to get murdered for the other ships on this list. Speaking of ships that look like a mess pre-refit, may I ask, what the hell happened with the Windsor Castle? I think it's the same with the sister ship as well. It's like they've got a checklist of things I don't like with a ship. They've made her way too blocky for my liking. There's a big check there. As well as that, she looks very much cramped and very messy. And as well as that, when she was launched, or when she was completed in 1922, she was outdated even back then, but that was because of the war. It had broken out before, like World War One. But even back then, she was pretty outdated looking, and quite frankly, I don't like her for that reason. Like, I don't like the Windsor Castle. She is blocky, she is messy on her decks, and quite frankly, this is a controversial opinion, I think her interiors are okay. Not great. As I said, controversial opinion, I know, but hey-ho. I do think, though, she does look way nicer and way better after her refit that she has. Some point, I believe, in the 30s. And this refit makes her look way more modern, and actually makes me really like the Windsor Castle. But before that refit, I really want to puke every time I look at her. So, you know, just saying. Anyways, moving on. Okay, I don't care if you like this one, I'm putting it on my list. What the hell were they thinking when designing this? She is extremely blocky, overcrowded, and holy smokes, what the hell is that funnel? Like, do you know how I mentioned about proportions earlier with the Albertic, how her funnels look too big for her? Well, it's a similar case here, but in this case, it looks like half of the funnel has collapsed within the ship, and we're missing a huge chunk of it. As well as that, the ventilation is very lazily placed around said funnel, and, as I mentioned earlier, It is cramped and overcrowded with the amount of equipment that is on the deck. What anybody was thinking making this ship, I don't know. All I know is they deserve to be shot, and quite frankly, I believe this brings shame to the ocean liners, and very controversial, I know. But whether you agree with me or disagree with me, let me know in the comment section below. But overall, I think this thing is an eyesore, and deserves to be burned. Okay, what happened? No, seriously, what the hell happened with this ship? Her superstructure looks bland. Well, actually, no, her superstructure looks like it got cut off midway through construction. Jesus. And the funnel, also, as well as this, is so close to being in the middle, yet it's just slightly out of the way of the middle. And that is what annoys me, okay? I want to blow this ship up. I want to destroy this ship. I want to annihilate it. It is a flippin' eyesore. Person who designs this deserves jail time. But anyways, enough blabbering on, as we are now approaching the top 2. Okay, where do I begin with this one? The La Atlantique, I believe it's pronounced. Okay, let's start off with her funnels. Proportionally, does not work with the actual ship itself. It's like I mentioned it with the Albertic earlier, and with the I can't remember what the other ship was. But either way, proportionally, the funnels does not work with the rest of the ship. Then, bringing me on to my next question, or next part, is, did they make the superstructure in Minecraft? There is no curbs in it, and it just looks like one big block. The fact that somebody looked at that and went, yes, this feels like a good idea, and this looks beautiful, will forever amaze me. Now, thankfully for me, I don't have to burn the ship, as she caught fire and, I believe, sunk not too long after being put in service, which is kind of sad, because I believe she did have a much nicer refit that made her look way better, and she never really got to experience much of that. And I think if she'd gone on long enough and received some more refits, I believe she would have probably eventually been one of the most beautifulest ships, as it's a few things that I think could make her look way better. But overall, like, I think she just looks like an eyesore. But hey ho, once again, just my opinion. But yeah, if you're angry over that, you're really not gonna like what's in my number 1 spot. I should probably start planning out my funeral.
Week old unrefrigerated pie. Dumb ways to die.
Okay, before you start typing in your angry comments, hear me out, and I'm going to try and be very delicate about this matter, because I know to a fair few people, this ship is amazing. And this is just more of a preference thing, speaking. And I'm aware that this is very subjective, and I'm aware that this is probably going to result in my demise. But let's begin, shall we? First of all, I don't like her interiors. Let's get that part out of the way. Why, I hear you ask? I just find her interiors extremely overwhelming. That is why. That is literally the reason why. I just find her interiors... I think someone said it feels more like walking through an art gallery, and that describes it best as the feeling I get looking at her interiors. It just... no, it doesn't look... It just feels more overwhelming than great. Like, there's a line to cross, I think, before he goes into, oh my god, this is amazing, to why. I think this is a bit over the top. Okay, and the next point, I will say, and then this is going to really get me shot, is I don't like her outside. Now, why don't I like the outside? I don't actually know. Like, well, I say I don't actually know. Right, I don't like her outside, but I can't put my finger on what I don't like about her outside. I think it might be the funnels. That is a very real possibility, okay? Very big and very thick, and makes it look like they've just went and got some toilet tubes and cut them. That is what it looks like they've done there. Then you've got a superstructure forward at the bow, where it's just sort of like, I like the curve. Alright, that looks nice. But then you've got the part right in front of it on the actual bow itself, which isn't really part of the superstructure, which I'm aware, where I don't know what happened there, but it does not work for me. It does not look good, okay? It looks kind of hideous, actually, looking at it, and it just looks like a slide. No, seriously, I feel like getting a slide and just going, whee, off it. And the stern, I don't think really works with the Normandy. Okay, I don't think the stern really works with it. Though, to be fair, I think she would look better with a cruiser stern. okay, in my opinion. But once again, I am aware that this is a very subjective one, and I'm aware that many of you guys really like her. So I am trying to be very gentle with it, how I feel about this ship, but I do not feel great about her. I will admit though, I have started to warm up to her as time's gone on. But personally, warm up to her. But personally, I don't like her. Okay, not my cup of tea. She may be yours, but she's not mine. And I hope that we can respectfully disagree with each other. But anyways, before that person outside with a sniper rifle shoots me, let's get to the epilogue. Okay, I'm going to start off by saying I hope we can all respectfully disagree with each other. And I hope in the comment section we can all respect each other's opinions, okay? I personally don't like the ships on this list exterior-wise or interior-wise or for a variety of reasons. You may like them. And this does not go only just for me, but this goes for anybody else. If you go into the comment section and somebody says, "Oh, but I like this ship," or "I don't like this ship," and then you comment something hateful on it, please don't do that. And most importantly, please do not go and start commenting hate on this video because you had a slight disagreement, okay? If you don't agree with my videos, okay, or this particular video, don't go and start insulting me or don't start insulting my channel. Please don't. It's not nice. It's very rude, actually. Because that's like going into someone's house and then insulting them because you don't like their interior decor. It's like, cool, good for you. I like it. It's my opinion and what I like. And I get that with many people. I've probably gone and attacked many of your guys' favourite ship. And for that I say, I apologise, but personally they are not my cup of tea. Okay? So while you may be angry with it, I don't like them. So I hope we can all respectfully agree to disagree with each other. The next thing I'm going to say is I would like to start to gather some opinions on what you guys think are the ugliest ships, as I plan to do a sequel to 10 more of the ugliest ships, called 10 more of the ugliest ships, well no, my viewers decide the ugliest ships, sorry, called my viewers decide the ugliest ships part 2. And basically, just comment down what you think of the ugliest ships in the description below, or I might do a community tab announcing it soon, and then chances are it'll appear in the video with your comment if you're the first one to comment it, or first comment I see you with it, so, you know, hopefully that'll probably come out in like November or December or something. But anyways, enough blabbering on, as there is, wait, who are you? We can talk about this, right? Oh no. I knew it was a bad idea putting the Normandy